Hi, I'm Bet from BettesMakes, and today we're going to be making a mug with a Halloween black cat design, and you can see the design right in front of me here. So let's get working on this project in Design Space to start, and then we'll move over to our demo table. So I'm just going to get rid of our text here. And I'm going to work with this particular design. Now there are two different colors and it's set up as a print and cut, but I'm not going to do it that way. What I want to do is cut the heart out of this, and I'll show you exactly what we're going to do. So let's start with a shape. And I'm going to pick on a square. And I'm just going to move it over top of the heart. What I'm going to do is slice the heart out, so I will select both. I can only have two pieces, so I am going to slice it. And I see I missed a little piece here, so I'm going to have to undo that. Just hit the undo and just move it over a little bit. Maybe I should make this a little bit bigger to make sure I cover the entire heart, and we will select them both again. And I'm going to click on slice. That looks like I got the heart. So I don't need this piece. I'm going to delete it, and I don't want the black one. But now I have the two parts that I want. This is a print then cut piece, but we are actually going to make it a cut piece. So let me just change the operation here. I'm just going to change it to a basic cut. So that is great. It comes out as one piece. And then this, I'm also going to change to a cut. And we're going to be cutting this out on different material. I'm just going to change color here so that we can see it. And I will make this one black, just because I like to have it the way I want it. All right. So we're going to have these pieces together. Now this is going to fit on a mug, but I need a background template in behind for the mug, so that I can tell that I am using the right size for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for an image here, and I'm just going to type in mug. And it looks like I have a design here that might work for the spacing that we're interested in. Now those are my upload images, but I'm going to go away from upload. And what I want to do is I want to find a plain one like this so that I have the right size and can cut it the right size. Now I'm looking at a lot of these and I don't see anything that's just the plain one that I want to use, but you're going to have to look for one as well. And, you know, most of them have other pieces and parts on top of them, but I'm going to pick on this free one right here. And it's just the shape that I'm looking for. I'm going to add it to the canvas. And this is set up for, let's see what the height on this is. The height is 4.17 inches. And that is exactly what we want for our mug, is 4.17 inches. Now it says for the length we have 10.308, and that's so that we can get the design around the mug. And this is just going to act as a background. We are actually going to cut this end piece out of here, and we have to make sure our design is going to fit on the gray piece. So let's start by bringing this, and I guess we're going to have to arrange it and send it to the front. Then I'm going to make it smaller, because we need it to fit into the gray piece right here. That looks really good. And then of course our heart's going to be too big, and I'm going to have to bring that to the front as well. I'm going to arrange that and send it to the front, and I'm going to make it smaller. And that looks really good. Now these are to cut out as separate pieces, and then I'm going to cut out the background as a separate piece. And the reason I'm going to do that is so that we have a way of taking these different items and then just pushing them in separately. So I'm going to cut the heart separately, but I'm going to keep the background piece here. So this basic cut in the back, I'm just going to turn it off. And you can see where the basic cut is here. That's great. We know it's going to fit. I'm going to turn that back on because what I want to do is make sure that this cuts as well so that I can take off those end pieces before I have to worry about what's going on here. Okay, so I'm going to take all of this together and I am going to attach them. And it looks like my basic cut at the front, this basic cut here, the color, I'm going to change that color so we can actually see even if I made it. There we go. I just need to see what we've got here. So this is one piece, and this is going to be the other one that we're also going to fit in here. And we're going to use the mug press in order to do this. So everything is ready to go. I am going to turn on my maker. And before we do anything, I'm going to click on Make It. And we're going to be on mat. So I'm going to click on Done here. Now I'm going to put them all on the same mat. So I'm just going to move this to the first mat. So I'm going to move it to the other mat. I'm going to confirm it. And then I'm just going to take it and put it down in this corner. And that's so I can put a little piece of my material down here and another piece at the top. Now that is looking really good right now. So let's go on to continue, and you'll notice that it changed to one mat here. It's just hooking up to my maker right now. And we're going to set our base material, and it's infusible ink transfer sheet. Now all it wants is the fine point blade in clamp B. And I have that, and all I have to do is load my mat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the share here, and we're going to go over to the demo table, and you'll see I've got various parts and pieces here. And let's see if we can come out just a little bit. There we go. Now I have my mug press that's all ready to go. You can see the green light on it. I have a mug that I got from Cricut, and you can see that. And I have some heat transfer tape. I also have my infusible ink transfer sheets, one for the heart down here and one for the cats and everything up here. So that's all ready to go. And it's looking for me to load my mat. So let's load the mat. And all it's going to do is cut for me here. I don't have to do anything else. The big work's going to come when I go to put this on here. So let's get it to just simply do its work. And it's flashing, so let's get it to cut. So it'll take a second or two to do the entire cut. And then what we'll do is put this together using our heat transfer tape, and we're going to use a pair of scissors to also help us along with the process. Now, once we put it into the mug press, it's going to take approximately 6 minutes for it to put the final design into place. So I will pause the video at that point, wait the 6 minutes, and then turn the video back on. We're also going to have to weed out the parts that we do not want. Okay, we can unload our mat, so we're ready to use it here. I'm just going to click on Finish on Cricut Design Space as soon as it comes up, and then I can move that out of the way, and then we can start putting everything together. I'm going to turn off my Cricut, lid down, and then just push that out of the way so that we can start working how we want to work here. Just move a few of my tools out of the way here. But we do need to work on doing a few of the weeding things. So I'm just using a weeding tool. The big part is that I want to get rid of some of the outer edges here, and that is coming out just fine. It is sometimes really hard to pull on this. There we go. The two cats into place. And I know this looks pretty brown right now, but I have to tell you, it will come out black. I'm just going to pull this away for a second. Let's see if we can get. Fabulous. Now, the biggest thing here is I have the heart that I want to take out of here. And the reason I'm pulling it from here and not taking this part off is because I want to place the heart exactly where we want it to go on the mug. And it's about here. That looks really good. All right, so our next job is to get it on the mug and get it inside here. Now it turned itself off because I was waiting too long. So the big thing here is to get this right off the mat. And once again, I'm just going to peel it backwards on the mat like this. There we go. And I'll just set that aside for now. So now we want to be able to get this to stick right to the mug. And this means I'm going to have to decide where the center is going to be on the back side. Looks like here. Let me just see where this piece goes. Yeah, that looks not too bad. Okay, now I've just placed it. I'm just going to tighten it across here. And I am going to use some of my tape to hold this in place because I want to make sure it's smooth. So I am just taking it so it's in here smoothly, and it seems to match really well to the back here. So let me grab a piece of my tape. I just want to make sure everything stays in place. So what I'm going to do is just take a piece of tape like this, a piece of it. Now this is heat resistant tape. Trouble with tape today. It's heat resistant tape. I just want to make sure nothing falls apart. So I'm just going to put a piece of tape on the back side here, just like that. And if you had any other areas you were really concerned about and you didn't think it was going to hold in place, you could add that as well. So that is not bad. I'm going to use a little bit of the tape because what I want is what comes with the parchment. This parchment paper comes with mug, and I'm just going to cut off a piece here because what I want to do is just push that around just so it holds in place. I'm not getting any issues bleed through onto my mug press. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape this into place for the length that I need. Now it looks like I can cut it off right about there. Not too bad. All right, get those out of the way. Use a little more of my heat resistant tape here. And what I'm going to do is just take a length of it, and I am going to put it right here by putting a piece from here to hold this into place. I'm just going to put it down the side here. Right, and then I'm going to put another piece to hold this in place, and that's just a protective cover. It's not for anything else. You could probably do it without it, but protective cover sometimes helps because you don't want to get bleed through with any of your infusible inks or anything. So let me just hold that into place. Hold it into place like that, and that should protect it enough. Now I'm going to bring my mug press over, and I know I've got a lot of wires here, so I'm just going to press this back on, and it should come up to heat any second. I do have it on my Easy Press mat because I feel the mat is going to protect the bottom here. Now I'm just putting the mug into place here. I'm just waiting for this to come up to temperature. It shouldn't take very long. I probably should have waited, but I didn't. And as soon as it comes up to heat, I'm going to push down the lever. Now it shouldn't take too long. Maybe I should take it out of there until it comes up to heat. Yeah, it's not warm yet, so we'll just wait a second or two while that happens. And then with the video, I'm going to pause it as I put it in and wait the 6 minutes. And then turn the video back on so that you can see me bring it out and keep it on the cooling mat. And then we can take off the tape and you can see what the results are. So it should just take a second or two. There we are, it's green. So now I'm going to put my mug in. And I'm going to close the lid. So you'll see a set of lights here. They will flash, and as it works its way through, you're going to see as it's working its way into there, and you'll see that the mug handle is on this side. That's why there's nothing that goes in it, and the infusible ink is going to go on top of the mug. So we're pretty well ready. Just a couple of minutes here, and it will work out the way we want it to. Right now, I'm just going to put that away. So as you notice, there's 5 different buttons. So it's going to take 1.5 to 2 minutes per flashing light. So let me pause the video right now, and then I'll come back when this is ready. So now you can see the last light here. It's ready to go. And it's going to flash in just a second or two. You'll see all 5 of these flash when it's ready, and then I can pull the mug out of here. Now it's just going to take a few more seconds to do that. But what I want to point out is when you pull the mug out, you'll see how 5 going. So I'm just going to lift this up. There we go. Releases our mug. I am going to pull the mug out. I am going to put it on the mat because it's extremely hot. And now I'm not going to be using this again for a little while, so I am going to turn it off and allow it to cool. And we're going to have to allow this to cool for a little bit before I can show you the design. And as you can see here, you can see the design through there, but it still has to cool quite a bit. So we'll be right back and we'll take a look at the design as soon as it's cooled down. Okay, this is probably cool enough, and this one is cooling down as well. So I'm just going to move my mug press out of the way. And what we're going to do is I'm going to start by removing the extra tape that we put on there with this extra piece. We can get rid of that now. It's now garbage. And I'm going to take off the extra tape that I put in behind here. That to the tape. Now here's the big thing. I've got to take off the liner here. I'm going to get my fingers in there. There we go. I've got a piece of it. And what we're going to do is we're simply just going to peel this off. And look at that. And we have our 2 little cats all ready to go. We have our heart in the center. And we've got the text in backwards, but that's okay. It is a perfect night. That is exactly the way we wanted to have our mug with the cats and the heart. As you can see, perfect night. I hope you really enjoyed this project. This was so easy to do. And until next time, happy crafting.